Okay, so I'm gonna do a little reading for you. Twin flame reading. Okay, I'll just I have other cards pulled, but I just thought I'd pull one more. I'm not wearing my glasses, but yes, I can put them on. Yeah, I feel like in some ways the divine masculine will resemble, in some cases, this. Yeah, so in general, this is what he's trying to cultivate and foster. And while it may have been it may have taken a lot of characters in his life to make this full abundant plant. It's brought him to this place of knowing, confidence. Yeah. So it's not playing the blame game and forgiving and letting everything kind of giving everything back to the universe to sort itself out, so that everything just sort of becomes one organically, the way that nature can. I'm just trying to get the shine on there. The way that nature can sort of assimilate garbage and recycle it back into another useful form. And I feel like the masculine feels pretty proud of himself for achieving this, and so I'm taking my time a bit. I didn't sleep very well last night, and a few days ago I fell down the stairs, so my neck is kind of sore. And I've been speaking a lot of French, so it's I've forgotten how to speak English too. So there's all those things at play, making things challenging. All right. So yeah, and so he's just kind of even though this isn't a king card, I feel like his posture is such that he's okay, you can, I'm not chasing anyone now, and I'm just letting things be what they were. Hey, just 1 second. Sweetheart, don't do that. Oops. Get Dr. Disco in on the reading. Don't need all my stuff. All right. So back to where we were. Maybe this is going to be a long reading based on my sleepiness and how many cards I pulled. Okay. All right, and I kind of also feel that there's these two tiny trees in the background here. And I feel like the masculine had a poor view of the connection between him and the divine feminine previously. That was insignificant and off way in the distance. And then he went sort of down the hill to this other tree away from that. And then eventually found his way to this state where he the collection of all his experiences, romantic experiences, has developed into this wisdom, or he's reaping the rewards of the experience of like the knowledge that he gleaned from it and stuff. But I feel like these trees have like his thoughts about the divine feminine and him together have changed significantly, and that it was actually like the genesis of him getting to this stage. And he might not have wanted to credit the divine feminine for being part of anything, really. Like prior to this, he hadn't really considered her significant whatsoever. But now, like looking back on what he has experienced and created, he realizes that, like, yes, this was the beginning stage of me becoming this now, and he's like happy to be in this state. So I'll get into the cards that I pulled prior. Oh, and then right, yeah, and then after I'd pulled all these cards too, like I got the Eight of Wands, and I also got the Knight of Pentacles. Hey, come here, come here, come. Sorry, it's just like he's just digging stuff out of my suitcase, and his nails are scratching. Wait, what are you doing? Don't do that. This is a puppy that doesn't understand vintage fashion. Okay. All right. So, right. So we had the Knight of Pentacles, and so it's like it took him forever to come forward, but now there's going to be passionate, quick communication. Maybe over the computer. Okay, sorry, I'm staring at my dog. I need to buy like a running shoe with laces so that he can go wild on that, I think. All right. So the first two cards that came out together was the Wheel of Fortune and the Moon card. Two major arcana. This one's, what are you doing? Come here. Wait, how about this? How about this? Look. Okay. All right. Yeah, so Spirit has like called a change, like things, like I feel like some things have been cut out. It's like this Sphinx character with the sword is cutting something out, telling it like it is. And I feel like justice and wisdom, like spiritual wisdom, have come into play, and whether the negative forces like it or not, like things are being shifted and this wheel's turning. Yeah, and it's like it's divinely protected, and it's like the divine called this in. But these together is kind of interesting. Just gonna look at them, like the moon and the Wheel of Fortune together. Yeah, when I look at the moon card and next to this and stuff, I feel like so much regret that the divine masculine holds over lying, and that his are being like it's like there's the sun is like bursting. It's like an eclipse, like bursting from behind, and it's like, why would I even try to hide my own divinity? Why would I deny this beautiful connection? And it's just like, he's just like, oh my God, what did I do? And then I feel like the karmic partners and the friends, like I feel like these are karmic partners, and this is like friendship circle, kind of there where they like to hang out and drink and like do whatever at night. They're kind of like calling after him, like, where are you? Come back. But he's like hard to reach because he's in a state of union and contemplation over what had happened. And that I feel like these two pillars in this case represent like the feminine and the masculine, and that they're like solid. Maybe they're not decorated, inhabited. Maybe he hadn't seen them as being useful or strong or with any purpose before. But there's like a little bit of sunlight gleaming on both of them, and that is like bringing his awareness to like the strength and purpose of this connection, and that it can provide like the structure and protection that he wants like in his life to create like his legacy in conjunction with the feminine. And these guys are just gonna have to, his old partners and his friends that he would like party with and stuff, are just gonna have to keep doing what they're doing in their zone kind of thing, because like you can't expect everybody to ascend or like want to change, or it's like you're moving on, and people just have to deal with that, because the Lover's card is here. And okay, I'm just gonna look at this. It's like the sleepiest reading I've ever done. Ever. Then I'm gonna push through. Okay. I feel like in this case, the masculine is like talking to people and telling them how he truly feels. I don't know if you can see his face there. It's like he's apprehensive about how the other people are going to take it, but he's ready to step forward and be authentic and say like, listen, I'm going to be with the feminine, and this is who I am. It's divinely guided. People, you may have your judgments about her or us, but this is what's happening. And because she's showing him the world, like she's showing him like these great achievements they can reach together, they can't do alone. But they've gotten themselves to a stage where they're kind of larger than life, to the point where they're like super connected with guidance and source to know to move forward with this union. Because he's like holding on, he's like getting rid of excess, holding on to what is special, and looking forward into the future, like what he wants to create. And I feel like with the Seven of Cups, like he sees everything for what they are now. Like all these choices and temptations and options have all like come out of their cup to reveal themselves, their true nature. And he's like, and the clouds, I feel like, are partying in this case. So the confusion is lifting. And I feel like because he's facing the other way, like he's, even though he's like looking at the cups in this depiction, I feel like he's turning his back and sort of walking past these options, kind of like you would if you were downtown just walking by a store window. You're just gonna keep trucking like that way. Even though like one of them might have seemed like super abundant or special to him in the past, he just sees it for what it is. It's just like, oh, it's just like a bowl full of jewels that's limited to just being that. Like there's nothing beyond that. Like there's no like mountain and like voyage to take and guided by spirit. It's like it's like an ice cream sundae but like richer, and once you've eaten it, that's it. Like it's gone, and then maybe you have a stomachache because it was like too much, but then it's gone, right? So it's just like it's a gift. Like it's nothing to sneeze at, but it's nothing with a future. It's nothing to build upon. It's just like an immediate kind of gratification. And I feel like too, when I look at the card, that there would be like verbal arguing with this ex-partner, or like the partner that they're deciding to leave, or like seeing them for like who they truly are. And he's looking at his other achievements or associations with like groups, or maybe like his degree or like whatever, like things that he's achieved that involve like other people and stuff. They all feel, it's all like, yeah, I achieved that, but it's like, and that's it. Like none of them have that sense of expansion to them that he wants, that he's like thirsty for, because like he is someone who creates his own reality from his wishes and his dreams, things beyond what is right there in front of him. And in this case, it's like he's just examining what was right there in front of him, presented to him, that is like like has some value, but limited value. Whereas being authentic, being like totally naked and being yourself authentically, and letting spirit guide you, and being with someone else who's also authentic and brave and listening to spirit, then you can like really create unique worlds that are like limitless and vast, and have like higher highs than these like little golden cups of opportunity that he was previously distracted with, and feeling that they were, having gotten them all, he's seeing that they're limited, these burdens. Like no more of these burdens of this type can bother him anymore, because he's like just had enough. Like he literally can't carry anymore, and like after this he's gonna drop them and just be the fool and like walk forward into his new claim his kingdom. Not necessarily be the fool, but like drop the burdens, because like you can't carry any more than 10 wants completion of that cycle of collecting and carrying the burdens of people's passions. And it's going to require strength on his part, because like we have basically the same resonance depicted here in both the cards. And it requires having to tame the beast within and without, like the people around him. Like it's gonna have to like be in his with him that to be free of like needs to tame that aspect. Excuse me, the wild aspect within himself, so that he can go and like claim his kingdom. And that means like dropping all his burdens, like wealth that like really is meaningless without the like, you know, the spiritual word when they turn the wheel of fortune and bring about change. And like you can lie all you want, you can like hang out with the wrong people or drink and party like all you want, but like that's not going to stop the sun from like blasting truth into the situation. Like it's just a matter of time till the sun rises and sheds light on all this stuff. So it's like a temporary time, and you could just run it. And then these three cards came out together: the King of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Stability and being like financially super important to the masculine, and offering together where she's at, and she's just like looking her best and offering the cup, looking down, like not challenging him, not saying like come and get it. It's just like here it is, like, and he's saying like look at me, look how passionate I am, look what I offer, look how stable I am, look how I've got my material life together. So they're both it's not really her. What he needs to complete his kingdom is her. And like flee man, like do nothing. It's like I've done so much that I kind of feel like he was close to like choosing somebody else and making a home with them, but now he's like gesturing towards an even bigger house and saying like, let's live here. Like, yes, this person existed. Yes, I was gonna choose somebody else, and maybe maybe we're not neighbors, but like someone at the same time it's like none of his concern because he's facing his chair away, his throne away from that to this one, and sort of with gesturing with his scepter. to her to like, well, check this out. Like, why don't we live here together? And I feel like I look at her. So he's in for a nice, while he's providing stability and groundedness, she's providing this like off the charts love and like love experience. And their passion is like divinely guided, and like its spirit has brought this passion like back into their lives. And again, like here's the house again, and the other house isn't depicted here, so I feel like this passion is going to rule over their cohabitation on like fertile lands with like water running and like brightness and things like sprouting off of like fertility, you know, like either projects or children or your highest state to receive. I feel like there's going to be some quick communication finally after a long wait, after like the slowest possible, like taking your sweet time. And again, we have the house here, with the hills and the river and stuff. It's like the same house. So it's going to be talking about that, like talking about them creating something together. And I feel like because there's so many wands being thrown at the same time, it might seem a bit overwhelming or too good to be true to the feminine. But at the same time, it's like, well, look at all this abundance and possibility, and look what he. Maybe it's never love, but get used to it. Like get used to good things happening, because like all the work's been done to the point where, as a queen, she's gonna receive a lot. Like it makes sense. And he's in a position to give her a lot because he's so stable materially. That's pretty cool. It's a nice reading. I'm sorry I'm a bit under the weather, but just like nonetheless I was able to get the reading done. Yeah. So the last cards I just looked at were the King of Cups and the High Priestess. So I just feel like that's their personalities at the moment, where he's like feeling very loving and she's like in her meditative kind of powerful state. But together, when they come together, they'll have the what we saw before in the spread, the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the reading, and next time I see you, I will be more awake, and take care of you.